To my name is Yvette Jones Swanson, and I just want to thank everybody for joining us today. And I want to thank the governor of Radio, Cliff Kelly, co founder, U.S. Army Vietnam veteran, for asking me, of all people, to take this seat and to share with you all my story and the stories behind why I was invited to sit on this prestigious live introduction. My name is Yvette Jones Swanson, and I am a U.S. Army veteran. And that's actually where the story began, is me being a U.S. Army veteran at the age of 18. And I'm going to ask you all to get something to write with and to write on, because what you're going to hear, unless you watch the replay, you're going to want to remember what I have to say. It's a phenomenal story. I grew up a normal girl with 9 brothers and sisters. Yeah, you heard me. It was 10 children. And I'm number 9 out of 10. And out of 10 siblings, well, 9 siblings, 6 of us are military, and I'm the only girl. Imagine that. And all of my brothers are Marines. My great uncle was in World War II, and I had to look on the mantle every day growing up at my brothers in their regal attire, in their uniforms, in their dress. They were black and white, so I don't know if they were dress reds or dress blues. I think uh, the not the army, the Marines is red, right? Dress red. So, and I had to see my brothers, and my brothers were my protectors. So I always thought that the military is a place where people go and come out just wonderful, and they've served their country and they protect everybody. And that's how I felt. And I went to the army and I still felt that way. At 18, I enlisted in the US Army unbeknownst to my parents, and I also enrolled in college at the same time. I wanted to do both. And I did have the opportunity of doing both. When I went to the Army, everything was wonderful until that dreaded incident, not just one, I believe it was 3 times, experiencing military sexual trauma. Yeah. I get out on a medical and come home and met a guy who I married. He was a Marine. I'm like, yes, a Marine like my brothers. He's not going to harm me. But he did. And I was a wife of domestic violence, and I ran away several times. Write this down. I stopped at number 7 because every time I would run away, I became homeless. So I was an unsheltered, a homeless female veteran going to the VA and never getting a resolution or the help that I needed as a homeless female veteran. Sleeping in my car, on the train, at friends' houses. And one friend said, "Oh, Yvette, my boyfriend, he's coming over, so you have to go." And not ever having anywhere to go. Those were some scary times for me as a young female veteran. And it's still happening today. So when I was able to leave that awful situation, I had a job at the city of Chicago, Department of Revenue, in which I was the licensing rep over, get this and write this down because this is part of the story. SRO, single room occupancies. And I'm thinking to myself, when we're visiting these single room occupancy buildings from the north side, the south side, west, and east, there are over 200 buildings. And the reason this story is so impactful is because there was a fire that took place downtown Chicago in the Paxton Hotel, in an SRO that nobody really cared about or knew about because it was like under the radar. It wasn't an apartment building and it wasn't a hotel. It was just an SRO, small room. But the significance in that is I thought about when I was homeless, if I had known about these small rooms and they were $350 to $500, I could afford something like that. I could work a part time job and stay in college. But I didn't know. Hmm. So I said, I like that. I left the city and I became a realtor. And as a realtor, I managed a lot of properties. 1,100 as an assistant property manager, 633 as a property manager. And that's where I started meeting people like me, people who, veterans who were homeless, unsheltered, who had things that happened to them in the military, who really didn't have a place to go. And I'm thinking to myself, because I'd never had these conversations with anybody. I thought I was alone on an island as a former military sexual trauma victim, as a former domestic violence victim, as a former homeless female. I, I I'm meeting people like me, and I have the ability to do something about it. I had 633 apartments to rent. I said, they need this. Everybody needs a place to live. Why not veterans? So it's been my mission for the past 21 years as a female veteran, as a realtor. I've been a realtor with Real People Realty for 11 years. I've been a realtor for 26 years, and 21 of those years I have been serving in the veteran community. I've housed over 5,000, write it down, over 5,000 homeless veterans, and they're still coming. Listen, if I get any way, just know that because I was a homeless veteran, I take it very personal when a homeless veteran comes to me for housing. I counted a couple nights ago because I have to write referrals to Jesse Brown VA, in which I have a what's called a memorandum of understanding. It's a contract where I take a team every single month on the fourth Thursday of the month to Jesse Brown VA and teach veterans how to use their VA home loans. We have a VSO that comes, we have lenders that come, we have attorneys that come, insurance agents, everything that we need as a human being to live and just be more than a survivor, be a thriver. Out of those 5,000 plus homeless veterans, a lot of them have become first time home buyers. That's the most amazing thing. I took them through the same course that I went through, that rocky road of military sexual trauma, domestic violence, homeless, I stayed in the YWCA for homeless females. Then I rented my first apartment, purchased my first house, purchased multi unit properties myself, and became a business owner. Well, guess what? My team and I do the same thing for veterans who come our way. It's just the right thing to do. I've been called um, many things for doing that. It's just an unwavering spirit that I have as a veteran to make sure nobody is left behind. So I go back and I keep going back. So this is where we are today. And I want to thank you all for watching. My name is Yvette Jones Swanson, and I am an Army veteran. I am a mother and a wife and a sister to many. I'm the founder and CEO of a not for profit called 100 Pretty Purses for Female Veterans. And we are celebrating our 10th annual this December 2024. And the commissioner, Donna Miller of Illinois, Cook County, will be giving me as a proclamation for the works that have been done in the organization over the past 10 years. So we have a party every year just celebrating female veterans, 100 plus female veterans, because there's no way we can turn away 10. Okay, we've got room. Just move that table over there. That's literally what happens. But you have to register, and you can register on Eventbrite. Just look up 100 Pretty Purses for Female Veterans. I'm also a military relocation professional by the National Association of Realtors, and I also teach that to other realtors who want to service our veteran community simply because we need more. I wrote a plan, and that's how I was able to house and educate other realtors who joined me to house over 5,000 homeless veterans. I mean, y'all, I do a whole lot. And people ask me, "But how do you do all of that?" And I don't do anything else. This has become my life, and it's become my life because I wanted to live. In serving this veterans community, I had a heart attack. For real, y'all. I had a heart attack. And the female veteran who I housed while I was on the hospital bed, working out her purchase contract, and the nurse came in, "You shouldn't be doing that." You know what? I'm getting ready to house a female veteran who was once homeless, buy a house. God didn't keep me, so I still have work to do. That's my attitude about things. I still have work to do in this community. We have work to do in this community. Oh, so I am the founder and CEO of 100 Pretty Purses for Female Veterans. That's a not for profit organization. I'm also the CEO of Vet Mentors, and Vet Mentors, wow, takes care of a whole lot of veterans because I have to take care of myself. And that's why I do this consistently every single day. And it's gotten to the point where there's a shortage of housing, um, of affordable housing. There's a shortage of rentals. There's a shortage of everything. And then when you add in homeless veterans, now who are you going to choose? Somebody with some money, or a homeless veteran who's coming with a HUD VASH voucher? Who are you going to choose? I don't want this headache over here. That's what a lot of investors say. That's what a lot of homeowners say. And that's discrimination in a whole lot of categories. Homeless veterans are people. Some of the homeless veterans that I've housed, you can call them by name, Dr. Carla Alonzo. Dr. Carla Alonzo stood over me in the hospital when I was suffering from COVID-19 pneumonia and had a near death experience and came back. Dr. Carla Alonzo was standing over me, and I looked up when I came back. I looked up at her and I said, "Are you my angel?" And she said, "No, Yvette, it's Dr. Carla." Dr. Carla, when she found me 6 years ago, told me I was her angel when I housed her 10 years ago with her 10-year-old daughter as a homeless female veteran who is also a mother. We became each other's angel through this process of housing people who just happen to be homeless veterans. That's what I do. I've got a whole bunch of certifications now. I worked hard for everything I do. And if you're just joining us, my name is Yvette Jones Swanson, and I I've been asked to sit in this seat to educate some people and tell some stories of survival and hope and that there is a better future for you as a veteran, no matter where you want to go as a human being. I am certified as a woman business enterprise, veteran owned small business, service disabled veteran owned small business. I also have a publishing company called Vet Mentors Publishing. I am with the city of Chicago, veteran owned business enterprise, woman owned business enterprise, minority business. So I take this seriously. When I say I am vet mentors, I am Yvette. I'm a vet and vet mentors. I can't go anyway without knowing what I do on a daily basis because it's in my name. There's a team of people who I want to thank for getting us here because another reason we're here is to announce that we have, well, initially I did, but now I've got a team who's pushing me up so we can do this together. We have presented a veterans village to the village of Pembroke, Hopkins Park, Illinois, in honor of Vietnam era veteran John E. Anderson. And this is the village, something like this. This village the plan has 60 houses for veterans to come and buy, brand spanking new, affordable housing. And we're looking for investors, we're looking for concerned citizens, sponsors of this show, because guess what? This is a sponsorship show. So if you all want to hear more about the amazing vet mentors, get in contact with the show to contact me so you can sponsor the show because there's so much I have to tell you and it's so little time. But hopefully, not a but, we'll be back to share those stories because this is one thing we have to do. Pembroke Hopkins Park, and do your research too, was part of the Underground Railroad when our ancestors were running away from their masters and ran to free land. Well, the military pulled out their funding, the government pulled out their funding, and this land right here went to ruins. And it's just very, desolate right now, but I say it's open for progress. It's open for progress. I want to leave you all with something. And that something is to take care of yourself first and foremost. You have to do that mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and financially. As a female veteran, I was real sick. I had a heart attack, COVID-19, pneumonia, and a stroke, and I couldn't walk for 6 months. 9 medications I had to take after the heart attack. I was a walking zombie. 9 medications the VA prescribed me after having the stroke and COVID. I said no because I couldn't walk as a zombie and I couldn't walk, period. I did the alternative, and that was the natural route. My position title on Memorandum of Understanding at Jesse Brown VA is Veterans Housing and Wellness Coordinator. And we have that meeting once a month on the fourth Friday of the month. And I've been conducting these workshops and seminars for 12 years now. 10 years at the Forest Park Vet Center, Chicago Vet Center, Chicago Heights Vet Center, the Correctional Office of Cook County, the Federal Correction Office, Prairie State College, the city colleges. Your girl has been around. So I have a lot of stories to tell you, a lot of success stories of homeless veterans who now are home owners and property owners of multi units. You know how proud that makes me feel as a veteran and can go back to my brothers and sisters to help? That's a proud feeling. And I am honored once again to be here, to sit in this seat, to share those stories and to share any inspiration that I can give you all. So, this is a sponsorship show, and if you want more of me, Yvette Jones Swanson, then contact the show, contact us and let me know, and I'll be back. I really wanna come back because there's so much to talk about. I already love y'all. We've got 1 minute? Alright, well, remember Pembroke Hopkins Park. I wanna thank the mayor of Pembroke Hopkins Park, Mayor Mark let me get all of my names. Mayor Mark Anderson. No, I'm sorry, Mayor Mark A. Hodge. Also wanna thank Senator of the 38th District, Debbie Myers Martin, for her wonderful letter of support. And Senator Michael Hastings for his wonderful letter of support. We have a lot of support behind the village, and we're looking for more supporters. So if you are an investor or an interested party who want to support this bill, get in touch with us. Thank you so much. Bye for now.